Men, could all the men that are here, could you just stand up? Just stand up, all the men that are here. Thank you. Stay standing. We prayed that men would come, and we got almost half the people here are men. Usually 10% are men. So you are an answer to our prayers. Thank you for coming. Be a voice for those that need one. Love your niece or your neighbor or someone you know that needs love, as well as your daughters and your sons. And join us in the fight against pornography. I hope every man here today makes a pledge. I will never click again on anything that exploits anyone. And tell your friends, if you know some men that are struggling with this, there's freedom. There's resources for that. We have a men's accountability group in our church. I'm so proud of those men. They're talking about the problem. They're being open. They're honest. I get texts every day. Hey, I feel like I'm being triggered. Keith, pray for me. We can't do this alone. We need to do this together. The Pure Desire booth back there, go to that. Tonight, we're talking about pornography. And it's not just for people that have problems with pornography. It's for people that want to understand how pornography is destroying families and what we can do about it, just like Don mentioned before. We will not end this battle unless us men stand up at parties, at retreats, at places and say, look, I'm not going to do this. Just a real quick story. A guy was invited to an ice fishing party with his friends. He didn't want to go because there was an obnoxious guy there that all he talked about was sex and porno movies, and he'd do all this stuff during the ice fishing weekend, and he did not want to have anything to do with it. But he decided, I'm going to go. So he went, and this guy started doing the same thing he usually does. And that guy stood up, and he says, what are you doing? And he didn't yell at him, but he said, do you understand what you are feeding into? Do you understand the reality behind what you're seeing? Do you understand that a significant portion of the women and that you're seeing on pornographic films are indeed being trafficked? And then he stood down. And the whole tenor of the whole weekend changed. And he asked his friend, why did you invite me to this retreat this weekend? I don't even ice fish. We wanted you to do what you just did. We wanted you to stand up to this guy. All of them were thinking the same thing, but they were afraid to stand up. So men, we can stand up, and we can make a difference. Go to the next slide. So 3 last thoughts. There's 46 million people enslaved in the world today. There's between 100 and 300,000 in the U.S. conservatively. But God doesn't think about numbers. God thinks about individuals. He thinks about Bella. He thinks about Brianna. He thinks about Mike. He cares about them. If someone's in your life that you can just love and care for, you are doing the work of preventing exploitation in the future. Focus on the one. Secondly, start small. Maybe what you can do tomorrow is just get on your knees and pray. God, what can I do? Maybe you want to watch one of the documentaries that we're showing Sunday night. Nefarious, we're showing that in about 3 or 4 locations. We're showing The Pink Room, mainly about Cambodia and some other locations. You can see that on our Freedom Weekends flyer at our booth. Pick one of the things on this list and say, I'm going to do one thing, God. I just want to do one thing. Maybe that's just saying, God, I'm sorry. I need you to guide me. I need to show me I'm yours. I'm available to you to do whatever you want me to do. Lastly, do it together. We will never win this battle alone. That's why we had all these ministry partners here today. That's why you brought Don and Bridget from halfway around the world. We need to work together. And what Trafficking Justice does is we work with churches, people in churches that want to do something together. So let's do this together.